Okay. All right, so if you remember where we are at now in the story. So last scene where we left off, me, or I guess we still don't know it's me yet, but we know it's me. But the one boy, you know, he hurt his shoulder, and then through the pain teacher, through the experience of the pain teacher, he was drawn in by the bird into the forest. And then at the end of the last scene, he meets a friend, or you know, somebody that he meets in the forest, and there's the common interest of the bird. So we know there's the boy talks about being in. Well, actually, no, I take that back. We're getting ahead of ourselves. He hasn't said much yet. Well, remember, it's like there was a figure off in the distance. I went into the forest to kind of go after the bird. And then I saw a figure, and I was like, what is that? But then I saw that he was also looking at the bird. And then I was like, hello? And then he was kind of like, shh, because we were both going to the bird. And then he told me that it was in real life, this will be a pileated woodpecker, but in the story, I said a red-headed woodpecker. Okay, so that's where we're at now. Like these two kids just met.
Right. What are they, teenagers? Right? They must be, because you're in like high school.
Yeah, I'm in high school. That's kind of what we gathered from the second scene.
Right. I'm
in high school, and then I said the kid looks a little younger than me.
Okay.
So he's a little younger than me, but probably still in high school.
Is this like Johnny?
Well, yeah, that's what we're gonna get here now. Okay, so that's where we left off. The boys just met. Okay, so this is episode 1 still. This is the last scene of episode 1, The Awakening, and this is scene 4, which is called Departure. And if you remember too, there's a little bit of this theme of the hero's journey in here, because without some kind of ordeal, which was the hurt shoulder, there wasn't a stimulus to then lead in a new direction and kind of lead off the well-trodden path, per se, into the forest and following the bird, okay?
Because I was on the way home.
Yeah, because I went there, I passed it on the way to the gym, and I was like all excited. I was about to bench 315.
And then came home and had to pass through this area where the forest.
Exactly. And because I was already like feeling sorry for myself and just kind of wallowing in my own self-pity, I was like, well, fuck it, I was more called to go on, to take the call, to enter the forest, to enter the unknown, okay? So this is departure. All right, again, if you remember, we're face to face now. We have met, okay, but nothing else has been exchanged. What's your name? I asked the boy. He was bundled up in winter gear, so I couldn't make out much beyond his face. Jonathan. Hard to tell from first impressions, but he seemed rather shy. Not the kind of shy that's afraid to be amongst other people, rather the kind of shy that's pregnant with possibility, and yet very mindful of the possibility it chooses to call into existence. Maybe I knew this kind of shy all too well because it reminded me of myself. I'm Nathan. What are you doing out here? Do you live close? I could ask you the same thing. Me and my family just moved into one of those new houses over there. He pointed towards the new subdivision that was being built on the other side of the woods. Nice. I'm just down the street over there in Brandy Lake Estates. Where'd you move from? I rubbed my shoulder as a fiery throb reminded me of the self-loathing that brought me out here in the first place. Nowhere in particular. I'm home as long as I'm here. He opened up his arms and looked around at the surrounding nature that insulated and protected this moment. You okay? What happened to your arm? I was slightly confused by his answer, but I didn't care enough to probe any further. If anything, the mystery blended right into the whole experience. I was happy to bring the conversation to the familiar and shared my story that led to these woods. Wow, that's crazy, man. Sorry about your shoulder. It's funny how the pain in life takes us to places we've never been before. He looked right into my eyes as he said this. For a second, it almost looked like he was much older than he really was. I never thought about it like that. I guess I wouldn't even be where I'm at in life if it wasn't for all the times I messed up and hurt myself. I got a quick flash of several different painful memories that actually turned out to be great lessons I learned. It's like the pain in your life really is there to teach you and open you up to new opportunities. I felt a little lighter, like some unknown weight was finally lifted off my shoulders. If only everyone saw it that way. Pain is just pain. You get to choose if it's good or bad. That's so true. I didn't know what else to say. I never met someone I could have this kind of conversation with. In a way, it was kind of uncomfortable feeling so understood for what felt like the first time in my life. I wanted to know more about this kid, but at the same time, I was drawn back into the comfort of my own self-loathing and the story of being all alone and misunderstood that I knew so well. After a thoughtful pause, Johnny spoke. Hey man, if you ever want to learn more about the birds and nature around here, I'd love to show you. We got to protect these natural habitats. I could feel his passion and subtle sense of urgency. For sure, I'd love to learn more. Maybe I can come back and visit next weekend? Same place? Same time. I try to spend as much time as I can out here. Way better than being at home. All right, man. I'm looking forward to it. It was nice to meet you. Likewise, dude. See you soon. We exchanged head nods and half grins as I turned around and began my way back to my bike. I took my time and embraced the aliveness I felt within this little sliver of possibility. By next Saturday, my shoulder was feeling better and my parents gave me a ride to the gym. We passed the same sliver of opportunity twice, but the magic wasn't quite there going 50 miles an hour. I thought about my new friend Johnny, but it would be a while before our paths crossed again. Such is the fate of destiny. All right. So that is episode 1 now. So we're getting a little like stories picking up a little bit.
Are you going to have your name in it since you're using Johnny's name?
Yeah. And I think in the next episode, it's like somebody says my name or something. No, I said I'm Nathan. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Because I asked what his name was. And then he said Jonathan. I said, nice, I'm Nathan. So we do know my name. So it's Nathan and Jonathan.
I'm also like over here making like a mental picture the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, daydreaming it at the same time.
Yeah. And that's why like we're slowly, who knows, maybe I'll get some pictures or something. Just like.
We just need to do it like places that, like when you actually film it. We don't need pictures here.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Or like even just like other actor, like if somebody was playing, like the other person, or.
Is Johnny actually going to do this with you?
Well, yeah, I mean we're filming it right now. We've essentially like filmed all of lesson 1 or all of episode 1. Yeah.
In the woods and stuff?
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's what we on Tuesdays are kind of like film days. So we've been.
You're doing this, so I thought this was like practice before you're filming.
No, this is kind of like what this is right now is ultimately going to be the culmination of all of it. Like with the acting, like, and it's a live performance. So like with the acting, with the any kind of cinematics, with the the scenery, and even being able to tap into different senses. Like I was picturing, I think it was like Disney World or something. They had like those 4D rides, but it's like you sit in the seats and like the seats vibrate and you get sprayed with water. Yeah, and you got like there's smells that come out. Where it's like the purpose for me for this is to really start to incorporate like more and more modes of communicating the same thing. So it like becomes this completely immersive experience.
Yeah.
But right now it's just kind of like just starting to see what happens, which is this. But yeah, the actual show will kind of just be like following along with everything.
When are you gonna like post it?
I'm imagining like probably March we'll be done with episode 1.
Okay.
And we'll probably just post it up on YouTube. And then who knows, maybe we'll keep growing and have it on some other platform. So as far as, the teaching wise, the lesson wise behind this one. So if we remember the hero's journey and the way that this is being written too is, each scene in itself has kind of a sense of wholeness to it, where there's this build up and then completion of some sort, this kind of coming full circle. And then that happens at each individual scene, and then like an episode as a whole has its own bigger hero's journey. So from the standpoint of the episode as a whole, this is kind of like the peak of the episode where, you know, I took the call to adventure through entering the unknown into the forest, which then led me to this new friend. And obviously at this point, like, I have no clue what is to come of this relationship.
Right.
But
So,
yeah, but you might, you know, even from listening, you might start to get an inkling of like, okay, obviously these characters met for a reason, and there's something to do with nature here.
yeah.
So there might be something kind of brewing up right now. And I think that's really like the main component of this. And then I think the second key is after our meeting, and you know, we kind of had this in a sense, like intimate moment and kind of this important moment within this initial contact of our relationship. But then I leave, and then because I'm still in the comfortability, because, you know, it's like I went home, a week passed, my shoulder felt better, my parents were then able to take me, because you remember the whole reason I rode my bike is because my parents weren't, it was early, it was like I didn't want to wake my parents up, so I was just like, fuck it, I took my bike. But then kind of the next week rolls around and things are just more normal.
Yeah.
And so even though there was a little bit of a catalyst with the shoulder injury that led me into the forest to have this meeting, in a sense it still wasn't enough to fully like set me on the path, because I didn't go back. I kind of went back to the comfortable, which, you know, a lot of times when you just look at your life, that happens a lot. And it's not like right, wrong, good or bad, but something will happen. It kind of orients you in a new direction. Maybe it opens up a new possibility. But if you don't have anything to really anchor in the new possibility, it's very easy, you know, have really deep grooves that just lead you back into the same shit. So essentially, I just went back to the same shit. I didn't go back the next weekend. And then, you know, I kind of made the observation of, oh, when you're going in a car and you're just flying by everything, like it doesn't hit you the same when you're walking or like riding your bike. And so yeah, I never went back. I didn't see Johnny again for a while. But even saying that, it's, you know, there's the implication that we are meeting again. It just wasn't going to happen in that capacity. So that's the end of episode 1, and then we'll get into episode 2. And we'll see how this story continues to unfold.
With like relationships. Any kind of relationships. Like it's weird. Like it's like weird how like you can meet somebody just like that and then like become friends with them.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
Well, you know how I told you my friend is missing? Well, no, we found him, but he's hiding in the cartel.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you told me that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's like I have new friends that are like, that I met while trying to find him from his friends.
Yeah.
That also were looking for him. Like, 2 of them I talk to like all the time. Actually, I'm in a group chat with a whole bunch of people now that I didn't know, and like pretty close friends. Like, I wouldn't say close because it's been only a few weeks, but
Yeah.
it's like one of them. But it's like, it's weird how people can just come out of nowhere.
Yeah. And even like from that kind of situation, which at one level, like it's kind of a more chaotic or like negative situation, because it's like this dude's missing and like I'm trying to find this dude, and it turns out...
And one of them I met last weekend. That's when I went to see the ice.
Okay, nice.
The dude lives in Chicago and was going to the dispensary in like New Buffalo.
Okay.
I was like, well, that's like 45 minutes from me.
Yeah. Just pull up. Yeah. That's even like with Jonathan and I, it was, you ever met, I don't know if you ever met my buddy Mike, but I've known Mike, you know, since middle school.
He always like disses you.
Oh yeah, he does that. Yeah, but like he's the one that introduced us, because like Mike started getting his hair cut, because Johnny he kind of does a little bit, but he used to be like really into, he has like McCree clips where he would do barber stuff. What's up, bro?
Hey,
Come on in.
he cuts hair.
Yeah, oh
I
yeah.
see him that day. What's up, man? I don't see him like cutting hair.
That boy be beaming, yeah. I mean, he's the one when I got my hair
It's
cut.
always fresh.
Yeah, well, he's growing it out now. You don't look like...
It's always clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he used to do that, and that's how he met Mike, and
He
then,
was cutting his hair.
yeah.
I do know another straight barber. Actually, I know 2 straight barbers.
I know. There she is.
What barber?
Just in time for the show.
What show?
We just finished up, but
I was walking in front of your camera.
No, you're good.
Time you missed it,
Yeah.
actually.
that's like 10 extra views for sure.
But no, actually, usually barbers are straight. It's the hairdressers in our street.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's, yes.
My
Yes.
hairdresser is a guy.
Yeah, there's a big difference
Not
between
straight.
barbers and hairdressers.
Walks in rainbows like falling over.
Nice. Nice.
He's not afraid to.
Yeah. All right, friends. There it is. We'll see you next time for episode 2, scene 1. Sure don't.